Change gonna come. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was drawn by the river to fight in a little town. Change gonna come. Change gonna come. Alright. Oh shit. I forgot I reset the fucking computer. Yo, yo. Shinigami, my boy. What's good, bro? Excuse me. Much better. Much better. All right. Coolio. Karibo, my boy. What's good, Karibo? How you guys doing today? Shinigami, I should say, how was your day? Because it's pretty late where you're at, I think. Hey, Karibo, where are you at as far as like side of the world? Are you in the States? Where you at? Australia, UK, North America, South America? Right. Okay. Oh, my thing's not even pulled up. You guys only see me, don't you? Haha, that's funny. It's not even set up to screen share. Look at that. Oh no, it is. Okay. I bet it is. Cool. I don't know why it just faked me out, but okay. 6:32 p.m. your time. Oh, okay, cool. So you're in the States. That's what's up. Let me do this real quick. Alright, that'll be for later. Byakuya, this is that. Alright. Since I still plan on doing this, I shall probably keep this one up here. And what I'll do is I have to get rid of this one, but I like this one. And I still might actually do this fight. So what I can do though is copy it and create a new one. Alright, so let's go here. Was thinking of Byakuya versus Kakashi at some point, to be honest. Yeah, Kakashi versus Byakuya, Kakashi versus Toshiro. Kakashi is a fun opponent to put people against. Mainly because he's like a does-all ninja. You know what I mean? You're going to get a good amount of substitution jutsus with Kakashi. Shadow clones, lightning style, fire style, earth style. But he's not like overpowered in their verse, per se. If that makes sense. So yeah. And I kind of feel it the same way with Byakuya as well. Byakuya is very balanced, if you will. You know what I mean? He's good up close. He's good at mid. He's good from afar. He knows Keto. He's very proficient in flash step. Be like, if you want to take someone from a verse and have them fight someone from Bleach, put him against Byakuya, mainly because he's not too hacked out broken. He's not too statsed out broken. He's a really, really good fighter. Hold up. Yeah. If Amuro and Orochimaru can't stop Shinjutsu, I doubt Mayuri would be able to do anything without prep. Nice thumbnail though. Oh, thank you, Kariba. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, ever since I got into like making my own thumbnails, I've really enjoyed the creation aspect. Like honestly, I don't think this one is my best work, to be quite honest with you. Like I like this one. If I had to pick one, actually, let me
videos to please go back and watch some
scaling video. Not that one. If I had to actually pick one though, I'm gonna go to one of the ones that I really like. Where we at? Yeah, this right here is my swag. Yeah, the Ukiyoda versus Stark one. Like if I was going to make that a video, this is what I would have used. I love this thumbnail. I think the contrast is really good. I like the lightning in the background. The size is beautiful. The purple verse is really, really nice. Really, really dope. Same thing with the Ichibe versus the 4 Kage. I think this is kind of fire too, right? It conveys everything we need to convey. Pardon the black ants, right? But it has everything we need to convey. This is also, in my opinion, really good thumbnail. Oh, and this is actually the one that kind of kicked it off. Love versus the soul. This is a good one. This is a good thumbnail. I like this thumbnail. But actually, yeah. So before we actually start, like even getting into that, that's kind of what I was going to be doing. Actually, creating the thumbnail for Toshiro versus Kakashi. And so what I might do is have it like this. Kakashi. Since Toshiro's facing the right when he's in that pose, yeah, we'll have Kakashi here. And since his name is shorter, go back. Toshiro. Gonna switch screen to my computer and draw. Hey man, go for it, bro. To be honest, Mayuri seems to be a better scientist. Local Mayuri hater, by the way. You don't like Mayuri Shinigami? That's crazy, bro. Mayuri's one of the GOATs. Better scientists. I mean, like here's the thing. Not a lot of verses are gonna outdo Mayuri and Kisuke, and even Aizen when it comes to scientific advances. Like even like Vegapunk is cool, but the most he's did is replicate devil fruits. No. Did that come from Vegapunk? Well, yeah, he kind of replicated Kizaru's light beams and stuff. He made the pacifistas and stuff. In fact, he made a whole advanced civilization and island. So that's all cool and stuff too. But like as far as like actual feats using the technology, I don't know. I think creating something that can destroy the boundaries between, the opposing, just Howls and Soul Reapers or manifest desires. That's like how do you outdo the Hogyoku? Like, yeah. I think the main point for Toshiro versus Kakashi is adult Toshiro versus Kamui or DMS Kakashi. So yeah, when we're talking about Toshiro versus Kakashi, what I want to do is run through 3 phases of their fight, right? I want to run through Kakashi versus Toshiro, kind of when it's pre-Shippuden, like early Shippuden, like maybe up to Kakuzu, and Toshiro in the Fate Karakura Town arc. And then I want to do 1,000-Year Blood War Toshiro, which will be a little bit harder because he doesn't have that many feats because his Bankai stole and all that stuff. But 1,000-Year Blood War Toshiro versus War Arc Kakashi. And then the final battle will be between adult Toshiro and DMS Kakashi, and they'll both be in their strongest points, of course. But it'll kind of be like, you're not going to run out of 6 Paths Chakra, and you're not going to run out of your adult form. We're just going to take the scaling that they kind of both have and see how the powers and abilities mesh up with each other. I think that'll be really fun. But let me do this real quick. Change gonna come. Oh no, not that. What was that? Oh no, yeah, keep the shading there. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Perfect. Kakashi Toshiro. So that'll be our framing for the spaces. I'm going to show you guys how I do my thumbnails live, actually. That'll actually be kind of cool. So then we'll go to... I thought I had a tab open. Is it on here? Might be over here. That's comic fine. Speed of Kakashi. Look, I'm already doing the research. All right, cool. Now the question is, what Kakashi do we want to use, and what Toshiro do we want to use? That'll be the question. Oh, didn't mean to do that. It got more annoying when both Yuha. I used to like Mayuri, but too much glazing, to be honest. It got more annoying when both Yuha and Aizen recognizing Kisuke as smarter. So you don't like? Do you not like Kisuke either? Then at that point, then, or do you like Kisuke, but it's just like too much is going on with it? Kisuke has both better feats, better statements, and a higher narrative priority. Yet Mayuri getting glazed by say, yeah, he was the greatest scientist. Nah, man, I definitely don't think most people have Mayuri over Kisuke. I don't think most people have Mayuri over Kisuke. That'd be kind of crazy, honestly, in my opinion. Now, we have to find a good image of Kakashi. We have to find a good image of Kakashi. Nothing trash. Problem is, I don't think Kakashi has any good, like, pictures, to be honest with you guys. And also while we're doing this, I kind of want to look through the war arc maybe in those earlier moments of Kakashi, just to see how the scaling goes, just to see, what he's capable of. The hardest thing for Naruto, obviously, right? But the hardest thing for Kakashi that's like going to be really hard to argue is his durability. That's going to be the hardest thing to argue. With Bleach, it's very easy because all you need to do is just scale off the weakest person's reiatsu in an attack they tank. Then we can just presume anyone with a high reiatsu could actually survive anything that the weaker person tanked as well. But with Kakashi and Naruto characters, it's going to be very hard. Like, the fact that Zabuza is still able to injure Kakashi after 2 years. Well, I mean, that should already tell us that. Well, I mean, you guys already know how I feel about scaling to the energy and all that other stuff, but yeah. So yeah, after durability, I think speed might be the hardest thing to find for Kakashi, that is. Unless I just go off of the calcs that Zalius has. Which would be within reason. I like Kisuke, but too much glazing for Mayuri. Okay. By the way, switch the sides so we can have the Sharingan for Kakashi. If I switch the sides, let me see real quick. I'm gonna do it, but it really just depends on which image I find of him that I really like. I'm not seeing anything that I'd want to use though. You know what? Maybe if I base it off Toshiro first. Let's base it off Toshiro first. Low-key, Tobirama is underrated. Without reference, he invented teleportation and learned to pull souls from the Pure Lands. Just creation. Jutsu creation is underrated. Yeah, jutsu creation is cool. It's like, I also, I was in a debate with a guy, and he was telling me that basically every jutsu has to have like a scientific foundation behind it, right? Or that if you're using the jutsu, you have to understand the mechanics, or you have to have the know-how of what's actually transpiring to create said jutsu. So that actually opened up a lot of doors and made a lot of sense. And he backed it up. He showed me the thing. Actually, I think I read that when I was reading Boruto, actually. I think I might have read that. Or I read something close to it. All right, Toshiro has a lot of good pictures. Hold up. That's nice. Ooh, that's sexy. This is sexy. I like this. We copying that. Yeah, though, inventing jutsus is definitely an underrated thing. Definitely underrated. But it's funny too, Karibo, because like I was arguing with this one guy too, and I was like, yeah, soul-based attacks in Bleach, or I'm saying soul, anything dealing with the soul in Naruto, you kind of have to take with a grain of salt, because like Consider this, Kribo. None of the souls that were called forth by the Edo Tensei could reject it. At the time of being called, that is. Like, they didn't have any will or control over their spiritual bodies to reject the offer of being edified. Which is a play on words, because to edify something means to build up or strengthen in knowledge and something. So that's actually really funny. But they couldn't reject the Edo Tensei at all. We're going to paste. Ooh, in the dark, that's kind of fire. Hold up. Oh my gosh, I like this. Hold up. Oh, this is sexy. Oh gosh, this is sexy. That's sexy. All right, so let's cut off a little bit of the ice right here. And if I have the background, we'll stick with black for now. Any manga fans explaining why their characters outsmart literal yap. Comic fans arguing why their characters outsmart. He invents stuff. But if I have the verses here, I might need to move that. All right, cool. So we found the Toshiro image. Now I have to find. So let me see. Actually, let me play with this, because if I get it as big as possible, he'll take up a decent amount of the screen. But this is hard. I like this so far. Oh, you know what? We'll move him back and bring some of that forward. Maybe raise our versus sign too. Actually, let's go to layer. Let's see if we can raise that up a little bit. Nice. Toshiro. Now we have to find a dope image of Kakashi. Please have something that looks cool as this Kakashi. Because if Kakashi doesn't have anything that looks cool, I'll have to use a bum picture of Toshiro, which I don't want to do. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to downplay Toshiro just because Kakashi doesn't have a good picture. Toshiro's going to look his best. Kakashi. Fan art, drawings. Oh, you know what? Let me do this too. I forgot to show you guys what I wanted to do. All right. So let's actually go back real quick. Let's take this image, download it. Where's the downloads? Come on, where's it at? Add image to photos. There we go. Marguerite fights. Actual Batman is goated. But the haters push the prep time meme. Marguerite's fights are written like Batman memes. Like his gear gets too specific or convenient. That's why Kisuke and Iron Man are much better goats. Actual Batman is goated. Iron Man is surprisingly underrated. Iron Man is underrated. I've never really been like an Iron Man fan, to be honest, but I can admit he's underrated. I can definitely admit that. Change gonna come. Alright, cool. So we got that. Now, before we decide that as our final image of Toshiro, let's see if we can enhance it even a little bit. So we're going to go head over to Leonardo AI real quickly. This is taking a while to load. There we go. They did be geniuses, but people don't realize how smart they are. Yeah, I think that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Because yes, Toshiro is a prodigy, but he doesn't have any. Don't get me wrong. He's good at setting traps. He's good at knowing what to do and when to do it and stuff like that. For Bleach, though, honestly, and this is why it's like harder to find things. Not saying it doesn't exist, but it's harder to find these things in Bleach. it's harder to substantiate why Toshiro would like have a higher battle IQ, or whatever over Kakashi. It's harder to do. Now, Kakashi, on the other hand, also a prodigy, but Kakashi is also older too. With age does come experience, right? Toshiro doesn't know everything, despite being maybe at least 50 years old himself. He doesn't know everything. He's still technically a kid. He's just a big kid. Photos. Reed lost to Tony in chess and got trolled by Tony for the LOLs. Reed lost to Tony in chess? Are you serious? That's actually crazy. Akame or Kirito? Let's see. Akame or Kirito? It's hard to bet against Kirito. It's hard to bet against Kirito when it comes to like swordplay. It's really hard, bro. I think I'd go with Kirito on that one. Alright, this is our image. We want ultra high. We'll do artistic first. Let's do realistic. Then we can do a legacy photo. General upscale. 2D art. Oh, Shinigami, you might hate me for using AI art. But I never claimed to be an artist, so I can get away with it. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's kind of hard. It almost looks like he a hollow. Okay, not bad. Oh God, don't like that one. He looks like a girl. That's not Toshiro at all. Not bad, but not the greatest. Not the greatest. I like the detail here. Is this the 2D one? I like the detail here. This is actually, that's not, like, if this looked more like Toshiro, this would be fire, though. Not mad at it. Open Discord. Bleach characters always getting unearned experience points through age. Hey, low key, Karibo. Yeah. So what? So what? I take that one. Yeah, I take that one. And don't get me wrong, like, but hold up. You heard me just give it to Kakashi too, right? I did just give it to Kakashi. I said Kakashi is older, which means it gives him the experience, right? So I gave it. I'm fair. What was that? What did I just read? Iron Man's 2008 Final Plan issue 4-6. Bet, I'll check that out. Alright, so these aren't terrible, but they kind of are. I just need a regular upscale. Let's just do that. Let's just do a general upscale multiplier, creativity down to 0. Let's do that. We'll delete all these other ones. Wasn't really a big fan. Okay. Alright, that might be a little too much. It looks cleaner though. They just went a little too hard on the eyes. Hold up. Yeah, they just went a little too hard on the eyes. Everything else looks cleaner though. So I think we can keep that. Maybe turn down the upscale a little bit. Or maybe actually let's do cinematic. Take it down a notch. Then we can do 2D art. Take it down a notch. General and CG. I don't think most Bleach characters get that as they regularly train. They don't. And honestly, I would only really attribute it to just like, well, it depends on who we're talking about. I'll leave it there. Though then again, I'm usually thinking about Aizen and what he did. Or Byakuya, Kenpachi, Yamamoto, and others like that have to be reminded Shunsui just kills most of the time. Still kind of the same thing as that one. His eyes are gone, actually. Don't know why they're focusing so much on his eyes. I just want a better picture, y'all. This is crazy. Ugh, come on. I just need a better picture. Mo Bleach. What's good, my guy? How you doing, bro? How's your day? What'd you get into? Are we ready for the weekend? Well, the weekend's for me. You guys still have Friday because y'all got work and stuff like that. But my weekend starts tomorrow. I was watching people react to seeing Saw for the first time. That's an interesting hobby. Do you watch reaction videos a lot? Or just mainly horror specific things? Okay, let's do general again. Let's tone it down even more. I didn't think I'd have... Actually, let's go to Ultra. We'll go to creativity down. Adjust the level of the detail in the image. High values. Okay, we can go to detail here. Similarity to the maximum. Let's try that. Unbelievable. Also, what do you think of the Aizen Kyokusui Getsu Stimming? Just literally wondering how high Aizen's visual skills would be. I think it's interesting. But like I said, Karibo, for me, it kind of brings into question the Kyokusui Getsu's auto function. Because if Aizen has to visually picture everything that the illusion will be first, yes, it means he has a great attention to detail, number one, because he has to get everything down that is about that person to like the perfect point. So like no one gets thrown off. Like Momo can't have an extra fucking finger. Not like, you know what I mean? He's not an amateur, but I'm saying he has to get it down perfectly. So that aspect of it is really dope. And it would speak to his imaginary / visualization ability, right? But then when it comes to instances like Yuha getting put in the Kyokusui Getsu and Yuha seeing images that he's never seen before, or maybe you could argue Yuha has seen them before because he was using the Almighty to see into the future. And he saw Ichigo and Renji in their new Bankais, which he's never seen. Right? So, no, that's right. Aizen's never seen Renji. Aizen never saw Renji. But then again, Aizen. So yeah, it just kind of makes the like auto function a little interesting. It just makes the auto function a little harder to talk about. I'm not mad at this, but it doesn't look like Toshiro. Why do they keep fucking up the eyes, bro? Detail contrast. All right, let's put that at 0 and try again. They keep fucking up the eyes. Battle IQ matters more than experience. Absolutely. I think so. I can agree with that. All right, this one isn't bad. The details could be finer, but we'll keep this one. It's not bad. It's like a slight difference. That's realistic. Let's go with artistic, upscale. Yeah, knowing what to do in a fight and when to do it, and being able to predict or analyze and break down your opponent's moveset will always be better than experience. I can agree with that. It also depends on what the characters use that experience for. I was on a debate with Byakuya, and I mentioned that Byakuya has over 110 years of experience with him regularly training and fighting. Right. The only pushback you can do with that though is like, okay, cool. So what does his experience actually amount to? Like, if you were to say like, what are the tangible results of his experience? Can you produce that? You know what I mean? I think the experience thing works in cases where you're fighting an inexperienced fighter. I think that's when it's the most crucial, honestly. Like, for example, when I always talk about Sakura and Tsunade and how Tsunade has Tsunade has way more experience than Sakura. Pretty much at everything that Sakura does because she trained her. Like, Sakura's first thing that we saw out in the field was against sorcery. And she had to be told by Chiyo how to dodge. That's not a battle IQ issue. That's an experience issue. That's an experience issue. Then, that's really the only interaction that Sakura has with the main villain, sorcery. Nothing else happens. She punches a Zetsu. That's it. The next thing we see Sakura in is the war arc. And so, yeah, I would still hold the position that that Tsunade has vastly more experience. I'm saying that wrong. I don't know why. Tsunade has way more experience than Sakura. And with that experience, she would be able to fight better. She would be able to rely on her killer instinct more because she's actually been in 3 wars. She would be able to navigate situations better. Now, can I quantify this stuff too? Not really, but here's the thing with inverse stuff when we're doing this type of a conversation. Tsunade and Sakura are fucking relative, right? I actually heard today on people on TikTok talk about, oh, Sakura speed blitzes and one-shots Madara because she was able to hit Kaguya. That's a whole nother thing for a whole nother day. But Sakura and Tsunade are extremely relative, and the difference between them, for me, would actually come down to experience. That's when I think experience can have a real big role to play. Oh, okay, not bad. Looking better. We like that, okay. So that's artistic mode. Let's go to legacy. Let's try that. But I make sure to specify like what's fighting styles he learned, feats, statements, improvements, and more. Okay, yeah, actually, yeah. If you can produce the actual experience, then I got nothing to say. Damn it, that's too much. Why do they keep focusing on his eyes? All right, let's do this. Don't mess with his eyes, bro. Put that in the prompt. All right. Let's try that. Don't forget, Shio had to make Sakura dodge in certain instances with her chakra threads during the fight. Yeah, bro, all that. Like, that's kind of where I'm basing my whole thing for Sakura off of. She had to be taught and manipulated on how to dodge weaponry. She's a ninja, right? Alright, now they fucked up too much. Fucked up way too much. That is hideous. So I can delete the birth, but I can delete the first 2. Yeah, I can delete the first 2. Another good example is a hypothetical swordsmanship fight between Unohana and Zoro. Aside from the 8,000 sword styles, Unohana's experience is vastly greater than Zoro's. That's true. That is true. Yeah, like legit, even after 1,000 years of just healing whilst Kakashi kept training, she was still above him. Exactly. Again, that's true. And the thing is, people like to, shit on Kakashi because he never learned Kendo and all this stuff. You still have to realize that Kakashi is fighting with the greatest military force in the Soul Society. and they all use swords. So he has to be some type of good at it. It can't be all reiatsu because he wears his goddamn eye patch. You know what I mean? But legit, just her doing 8,000 styles is insane. That is insane. See, but and then we also have to not undermine not having a style. I think because here's the thing, Ichigo doesn't have a formal style of fighting, right? But personally, I have Ichigo in a sword fight against Sasuke any day of the week because Ichigo has proved to me he can fight better with the sword than Sasuke. If we look at every instance that Sasuke has used his sword, 9 times out of 10, he opts to get rid of his sword for something else or something better. Or he gets disarmed. That doesn't happen to Ichigo. Ichigo has shown he can fight more swordsmen. Now, that might be unfair to say for Sasuke because Sasuke hasn't had the opportunity, but he's 0-1 against Killer B. He couldn't find any meaningful edge over Kinshiki. We can call Kinshiki a weapons user, sword master if you want to. Sure, I don't mind. We can do that. And, yeah. Plus, when we get into battle IQ with swordsmanship, Ichigo is miles beyond Sasuke. Sasuke is good with tricks. Sasuke is good with sword flips. You know what I mean? He can bounce a kunai off of his foot to make something hit something else. He can throw his sword really hard at a limbo clone. Sure, that's all cool. That's all fine and dandy. But when it comes to actual swordsmanship skill, like what is going to allow you to beat another swordsman, Sasuke doesn't have it. Kenpachi is still great in swordsmanship. He has a very refined fighting style, honed through constant battles. Exactly. I've heard people say Kenpachi is a terrible swordsman because he doesn't use a specific style, which is crazy. It's crazy to say. Like, we're gonna act like Kenpachi isn't a part of the Gote 13. Like he didn't beat a Kenpachi. But then again, I guess you could attribute that to reiatsu. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so I'm not finding any good. I might have to just go with this one. This one's not terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that one. I like that one. He's like Wolverine, although pretty sure Wolverine beats most characters in skill. Kind of. So, like, all right, here's the thing, too. One thing we can't do is neglect the fact that both Wolverine and Kenpachi have something that will allow them to fight more recklessly. That's not saying they abandon skill, but for example, there's this comic where Wolverine fights Daredevil, and Daredevil is able to beat the holy living shit out of Wolverine, but he just can't kill him because Wolverine can't be fucking killed, right? And you can kind of say the same thing with Kenpachi, kind of. This isn't to say he doesn't have skill, right? Because it's to fight Noritora does take skill. He's fighting a weapon that's like 2 times longer than his standard katana. He has to close the distance. He has to be aware of spacing. He has to know how to block, know how to parry, know how to maneuver, and all that other stuff. So it takes skill to do. But Kenpachi's power does give him the leisure to fight a certain way. Gives him the leisure to fight a certain way. All right, now that we have that, we can get rid of you. And get our other one. Oh no, I didn't download it yet. That's right, of course. So actually no, it should be in downloads. There we go. Cool. Yeah, we like that. What was the sizing I had this at? Might gotta make it a little bit smaller. That's fine though. Make this a little bit bigger. Bring this in a little bit more. No, how did I have the last picture, yo? What did I do? Is there no way I can bring it up without like raising? Okay, there we go. There we go. Cool. Now we'll go to layers real quickly. Bring for show layers. There we go. And we'll bring you forward. I don't even know what the fuck I just did. Okay. There we go. And with that, we can actually bring this down again. No, I need enough space for Kakashi now. Don't take up the whole damn thing, Toshiro. Dang. There we go. Although that doesn't look even. It's okay. Once I find Kakashi's, then we can worry about even. Because right now, Toshiro's kicking his ass in looks. Wait, but the background is white. If the background is white, then I have to make the background for this white too. Yeah, it'll have to be white. Until I can find a better color, at least. Now that we have that, let's find something for Kakashi. Mr. Harike. Kakashi's a body. Yeah, in and a body. I have so many tabs. I have to close some of these tabs. My girlfriend might have been right about me. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, what we yapping about? Sasuke's swordsmanship is very underrated. I don't think so, Karibo. Underrated? I don't think so. I really don't think so. He's not that crazy. Like the chance he had to show us how good of a swordsman he was, he got like owned by B. He got owned badly by B. And then, like I said, he didn't gain any edge over Kinshiki at all. In fact, they were extremely relative when it came to sword play. And then, like I said, Sasuke will normally opt to not use his sword in a fight. Versus Itachi, he got disarmed from his sword. Versus Deidara, he threw his sword and chose not to use it. Versus Danzo, he got put under a seal. No, what happened with Danzo? Yeah. Versus Danzo, he got put under a curse mark and had his sword taken from him. And then he didn't use the sword the rest of the fight. Versus Naruto, he didn't use a sword at all, which is interesting. I would have liked to see how Naruto dealt with a sword. Yeah, I would have liked to see how Naruto dealt fighting against Sasuke using a sword. K-A-K-A, yes, best. Byakuya, Sasuke, and swordsmanship, to be honest. I mean, that's a no-brainer, though. Kenjutsu, Kendo, Zanjutsu. I think you mean Kaido. Honed with 110 years experience. Yeah, Ichigo is definitely above Sasuke. Thank you, Muhammad. Ichigo too. He has better feats. A lot of people don't try to factor in the type of sword being used. For instance, people scaling Ichigo's great swordsmanship in the context of someone else using a katana. It doesn't mix. That's true too. And you see Ichigo. This is why when Ichigo is training with Zangetsu for those 3 days, using various different weapons is important, because he's not only getting used to fighting with different weapons, he's like getting a knowledge of how those weapons would be used against him, because Zangetsu is using Zangetsu. So it's kind of like the shoes on the other side of the foot. Ichigo has to fight a big ass fucking, a big ass knife, so to speak. And so his skill's going to rise with both I'm sorry, his skill is going to rise in both, right? With the weapon versus him not even having to use Zangetsu. It's going to rise in both. A lot of people don't try. In fact, to be honest, right now, I'm more convinced Kakashi, Toshiro, and Battle IQ. Gin is also better than Toshiro, to be honest. Yeah, so like Kakashi, and I'm not mad at you for having Kakashi in Battle IQ. I'm not mad at you at all for that. Kakashi, like I said, he's extremely crafty. He is the go-to person you want to put someone up against in a verse that's not too overpowered, that's not too hacks, that doesn't have like the best AP, but not the worst AP. He's like a really good middle ground person. He's a really good middle ground person. Even if just for lore's sake, and I want to say him being a ninja, I would give it to him. I wouldn't be mad if you gave it to him. I'll say that. I wouldn't be mad if you gave it to him. Kakashi is he's extremely smart. Good guy. Ab-stract, have you seen Orochimaru versus Log? If I remember correctly, Log, because I saw this when I was reading Thousand Year Blood War, actually. I mean, I saw this when I was reading Boruto. Log is Mitsuki's clone. Log is a clone, like Mitsuki's a clone. I saw it in the manga. I haven't seen it in the anime. Gin is a better prodigy than Toshiro, despite the praise Toshiro has. Ooh, Gin is a better prodigy? I don't think so. Nah, I think Toshiro is probably the baddest thing to come out of Soul Society in 1,000 years. As far as prodigies are concerned. Gin was good. Gin was fire, actually. Gin was good. But Toshiro, nah. Like, because you got to think, bro. Gin at 12 years old isn't fighting Haribel and winning. I don't even think Gin had a Bankai back then. We can't prove it, but I don't even think he had a Bankai back then. He was good enough to be the third seat, sure. Yeah, he was good enough to be the third seat. But, I mean, Toshiro was a third seat back then. Only reason he wasn't lieutenant was because the position was already filled by Rangiku. Holding tabs is better than holding Juno all over your house. Oh, junk. I don't know what that means, Mobley. I think a tier list overrating Sasuke to the extent they did show Sasuke is more overrated. Oh yeah, absolutely more overrated. Sasuke had the edge over Kinshiki, only backing out when Momoshiki appeared. He did not have no edge over Kinshiki, bro. That fight was even, and their fight is always even. They're like always extremely relative. Now I gotta find a full body shot of Kakashi to match the dopeness that is Toshiro. Hapurankai. Tatsuken. This isn't bad. If I can get this more clear, that wouldn't be bad. If I could get that in 4K, that would not be a bad photo. Let me see what else we got. Lido is what I meant, or I guess Eijutsu. Oh, Ido, or Eido. Yeah, I got you. Eijutsu, I got you. Either one is correct. Shinigami. Same thing with Kendo and Kenjutsu. It's surprising how underrated Bleach is swordsmanship. Yeah, people overlook it because it has a lot more to do with, not even a lot more to do with, but the power system is so vast that it's hard to keep it just to sword fights. You have Quincy using bow and arrow primarily. You have Fullbringers pretty much using whatever the hell they want. Like, you have Hollows starting off using swords, but then they turn into their true forms and get their true power. So, like, why would they need to use a sword? They only have a sword because they became closer to Shinigami. So, like, it's not like they need a sword. Bum, 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 bum. Give me a good Kakashi picture. Give me a good Kakashi picture. Also, are there any jutsu that you think Toshiro has to watch out for as far as pre-Shippuden Kakashi, like up until where he fights Kakuzu? Is there any jutsu you guys think he has to watch out for? Do you guys see Kakashi winning the fight at all? Kakashi. Oh, all I had to type in was full body image. Okay, cool. This first one isn't bad. I just want to look to see if there's better ones. Ooh. That's not bad, but you can kind of tell it's fan made. You can kind of tell it's fan made, but that's not bad. Also not bad, but it looks fan made again. But I'll take it just so if I need something. Add the photos. That one's not bad though. Open Discord again. I'll check it, bro. Not really. He can either freeze, block, or counter. Lightning Blade. Hell no, Kakashi ain't winning. Kakashi is winning. Lightning Blade will actually be a disadvantage for Kakashi. If he carries in a straight line at Toshiro or something along those lines, it leaves him open to Toshiro spamming his ice. Harbo tried to make the ice into water, so then Toshiro blitzed behind her, froze it again, and then covered her in it. Yeah. See, the thing is, Kakashi is extremely crafty though too, right? Like Kakashi is the type to start off with 2 shadow clones just to figure out what you can do. But then again, if we're using Kakashi that is pre-war arc, he doesn't have the stamina to do that. Like he'll literally be out of chakra with a lightning clone, a lightning dog wolf thingy, and then he can do like one more Chidori and he's out of chakra. So that's like 3 attacks. Right? Whereas Toshiro, he can literally just wave his sword and spam ice attacks. That'll keep Kakashi at a distance. We haven't even gotten into the durability aspect of Kakashi and ice attacks in Naruto in general. Because Karibo, that conversation we had about the glacier, oh yeah, that's coming back again. Lightning Blade through ice. So yeah, you can Lightning Blade through existing ice, but Toshiro can freeze energy, right? Like he can do that. He can literally freeze energy. In his like regular Bankai, not even in his adult form. He can freeze energy in his regular Bankai. That's the thing, Shinigami. Until we get in a decent amount of Shippuden, both Sasuke and Kakashi can only use Chidori in a straight line. Yeah, that part too. Chidori becomes extremely predictable. And then Toshiro can block with his wings. He can tail whip Kakashi while he's blocking with his wings. Toshiro can make ice mirrors / ice clones. That could help. Toshiro can set traps. He is Senin Hyoten Yakuso. If Toshiro makes it snow on Kakashi, what the hell is Kakashi going to... See, I'm going to save it all for the battle, though. I just wanted to know you guys' opinion. Just want to know your opinion. All right, let's take this one. not bad. Add image desktop. It is getting cold in this room. Yeah, bam. Okay. So we have 2 photos so far. Not bad. What else we got? Susanoo. Bummy Kakashi. Knife. Jonin. Oh, this one isn't bad. Hold up. It is bad. I changed my mind. It's bad. It looked good, but it was bad. Believe me. This looks like it's from a game. My neck is fucking killing me, man. Hold up. This one doesn't look bad. Ooh, this one's not bad. We'll take this one. Lightning blade through ice. That's the thing, yeah. Who's the dum-dum that thinks Kakashi has a shot? Espada be coming on some bullshit, man. He don't be playing with y'all, man. I should say Karibo. He ain't playing with you, Karibo. Who's the dum-dum that thinks Kakashi has a shot against Toshiro? LOL. Kakashi doesn't even have a glimpse of a soul resistance. Actually, since Toshiro can just fly and has control over all Earth's water supply, he has the home field advantage. Kakashi will have to play all his cards right. What does Toshiro do about the dogs pinning him down? Well, alright, first, the dog... Alright, hold up. First off, the dogs aren't going to be able to pin him down because he's physically strong. He's not Zabuza, right? Reiatsu does correlate to your stats, right? Ichigo was able to one-shot Jidambo's axes and move Jidambo, I think, with the same swing. Toshiro will be more than fine dealing with some regular homegrown dogs. He's going to freeze them. Kakashi's going to cry about it. And then he's going to move on with his life. Karibo, I'm even surprised you brought up him using that jutsu. Why would Kakashi hasn't used that jutsu since Zabuza. He hasn't used it since Zabuza. I don't think he would use that jutsu. Dude, that's assuming Kakashi can even stand up in the presence of Toshiro's reiatsu. Hey, Espada, I'm getting rid of all that stuff though, man. I don't even want that to be a reason why Kakashi can't participate in the fight. We're not going to do no soul crushing. We're not going to do... I'm even going to be lenient to the soul manipulation / resistances and stuff like that. Because I want it to be a fight. I don't want it to be like, oh, Toshiro wins, obviously, because Reiatsu crushed GG. I don't even want it to be that. I want it to be an actual fight. All right, I think we have all our pictures. Cool. Let's go to Kakashi. Let's see if we can edit his photo. All right, let's start with this one. How will this one look upscaled? So let's put it to it's already in general. Put it here. See it in 2D. See it in cinematic. And we'll see it like this. Flying for starters, one smart. Literally. To fight Bleach characters, you need to scale to them. That's true. See, that's going to be in there. I'm going to have that in there, Espada. That's definitely going to be in there. Just like how it was for the Ikaku versus Asuma video, I'm going to have to do it for the Kakashi video. Also, freezing the dogs solid, yeah. Because here's the thing, Karibo. Toshiro has the reaction time to freeze an explosion. Mind you, and this is me not using triple AP scaling. We haven't seen him do it, right? But we know if Urihime can react to an explosion, and we have Toshiro's statement of him being able to freeze an explosion that was on the other side of a door that Yukio said, oh, what if I was going to explode the room? He said I would have simply froze the explosion. if he can freeze an explosion that travels well beyond Mach speeds, or at least Mach speeds, let's do necessary minimums, travels at least Mach speeds, he's not going to have a problem freezing dogs coming out the ground to bite him. It's not going to be an issue. I demand Kakashi versus... Hold up. What dogs? Dogs will vanish from existence. Dude, I swear, get Kakashi past Matsumoto right now. Hey, yo, his spot is on some bullshit, man. I demand Kakashi versus Matsumoto. He typically does, but overall, the fight he's in constantly end up in the sky very quickly. That's true. Especially because I'm not even going to get Rangiku versus Tsunade when Momo versus Tsunade. How about that one, right? Rangiku versus Kakashi. So we'll have to pull feats for Rangiku. Apparently, according to the tier list of swordsmanship, Unohana is Olympic. I could see that. That makes perfect sense. I'm not even mad at that. Apparently, let's also not forget Toshiro, when going to Living World, is already being nerfed 80% by a seal. Oh, yeah, no, we ain't talking about that. We ain't even going to factor that in there. Okay, not too much of a difference. But I don't know if I like this Kakashi. It almost looks too good, and I don't want to use it. Let's see. Hold up. Hey, Light Speed. What's good, bro? How you doing? Kakashi versus Toshiro? Yeah. I'm thinking about Kakashi versus Toshiro for the next battle. All you guys can thank Karibo for bringing this fight to you. Me and him are going on Twitter back and forth for like the last 4 days over, because the initial one was, could Boruto beat Toshiro, adult Toshiro that is, and then Karibo's like, Boruto, I don't think Toshiro gets past Shippuden. Those are Karibo's words, not mine. But he doesn't think Toshiro gets past Shippuden. So I was like, oh, all right, you talking spicy, you talking slick. And then we kind of just went back and forth for a couple days on why Toshiro kind of slams everyone in Shippuden. Because, mind you, Naruto and Sasuke couldn't get out of regular glacier ice fast enough. And that was just regular ice. But this was not bad. What's the third one? These all look the same. What is going on? It's like the upscale didn't do anything. Actually, that one's not bad. It adds a little more depth to his eyes and stuff, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So we'll delete 2 of those because all the other ones aren't really good. So let's go to Ultra. Ultra, use my own settings. So let's take the creativity high, detail contrast here, similarity here, and try that one. If he gets past Rangiku, he'll get a shot against fake Bankai Toshiro. Crazy. Nah, honestly, Kakashi versus Ikaku would also be a good fight too. Well, not a good fight in the sense that, like, well, yeah. Kakashi used dogs another time. I will have to find it later. Zabuza was tossing bodies with a kunai in his mouth. The ninja hounds aren't normal. Zabuza was tossing bodies? What do you mean he was tossing bodies? You mean he was like, arr, arr. Like, was he throwing the kunai up, biting someone, then throwing them? Or you're just saying the force of his mouth with the kunai was like tossing bodies? Mm-hmm. Oh, that looks too real, and I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Yeah, we're gonna use a different image. I'm not really a fan of it. Yeah, we're gonna use a different image. I'm not really a fan of this one anyway. We'll keep the last one though. What's the next one? Let's do you. Creativity high. Then we can have the details contrast here. That's kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. They turned him to like a 80s fighter. Well, let's do an artistic view of it. Creativity here, detail contrast here. Very similar. Does look cleaner. Okay, not mad at that one. Everything looks cleaner. I'm not mad at that one. Ooh. This is even more clear than the first one. So I like number 3. Number 4 is not bad, but it looks like number 3. And let's see the last one real quick. Ooh, it's like comic book. It's almost like a comic book, but they get the headband out of this. I don't like that. The other ones alter the headband too, but not as bad. Alright. I don't even get Kakashi past. I don't even get Kakashi past Momo until he's at least in Shippuden. I'm not even hating. Kakashi should be the level of Rangiku. Maybe I should just do Kakashi versus the lieutenants first then. Kakashi versus Rangiku, Kakashi versus Izuru, Kakashi versus Renji, Kakashi versus Momo, Kakashi versus... we can substitute Yachiru for... Actually, no, she fought against Gremmy, so we actually can use Yachiru if we really wanted to. Kakashi versus Lieutenant Sasuke, Iba. Maybe Kakashi versus the lieutenants is the vibes. And according to the tier list as well, Sasuke Unohana. What? See, that's crazy, Shinigami. How does Kakashi survive a block one soul destroying attack from the well, so yeah, Lightspeed, I kind of said this in the beginning. I'm not going to be factoring in a lot of the Bleach hacks. Like, for me to make these videos close, I'm not going to lie, I do have to do a little bit for the Naruto versus parts. Like, I kind of have to take out soul manipulation to a degree. Like, I have to make it somewhat balanced for the conversation to even make sense. Because I think Espada already said, Toshiro is going to come in unintentionally reiatsu crushing Kakashi. Like, that's what would happen, unintentionally. You'd be like, oh, shit, you don't even have reiatsu. How are you, like, what are you doing? Not that you don't have spiritual energy. You do, but you don't have reiatsu. You don't have anything to defend yourself with. That's what you would need. Lightspeed, there's no soul-related power, apparently, LOL. So we're all handicapping him so much, LOL. Yeah. Even if that was the case, one smart... What are the dogs really going to do when Toshiro just steps in the air? Those dogs were barely doing much to Zabuza. Yeah, like, they bit him and held him down. I don't think that... Well, I don't know. Naruto's weird like that. Maybe those dogs could have actually killed fucking Zabuza. Like, if one went... Like, if Kakashi had one more dog while Zabuza was being held down and it just went for his neck, what is Zabuza going to do? He was going to die to the lightning blade. So... Where does it say Kaguya's ice is regular? Haku's ice tanked Sasuke's fireball. Oh, gosh. All right, so you want to do that, Kuribo? Are you sure you want to do that? Kuribo, are you sure you want to do that? Right now. Because I'll do it. I don't mind. What does Haku's ice have to do with Kaguya's? I told you multiple times, bring up the statement that says Naruto has relativity and scale. Naruto has relativity and scale. That you need relative chakra levels to hurt. Oh, yeah. I saw someone say that shit on TikTok today, Espada, bro. Yo, TikTok is unironic. Somehow TikTok is actually worse than Twitter. You won't believe the shit you hear on TikTok concerning power scaling, bro. You won't believe it. But yeah, nothing states, there's no statement, suggestion, or showing that demands or indicates you need equal chakra levels to hurt anybody in the series. But yeah, we all already know this stuff, so I'm preaching to the choir. Haku was also vastly stronger than that version of Sasuke as well. Remember, Zabuza said even Kakashi couldn't beat Haku. So what was Sasuke going to do? It took Kyuubi enraged Naruto to beat him. Exactly. And then even at that, Kyuubi enraged Naruto. Actually, no. How strong was that Kyuubi enraged Naruto? It had 0 tails, but it should be weaker than the one that fought Sasuke at the end of the bridge. It should be weaker than that one. I'm sorry. It should be weaker than that one. Yeah. Go do that now or quit this. You have to no leg to stand on. Why do you keep going down the losing road? Until Kakashi has 1 feat of attacking or defending against soul-based powers. He literally can't get past Momo. Hey, bro. We're not gonna do that. We gotta make it fair. All right, we gotta make it a good fight. Yeah. All right, which one are we gonna go with? I like number 2. I like number 3. We can delete this one. And I think we can delete number 1. We can delete number 1. All right, what's this one? We can keep this one too. All right, so, but we need to narrow it down to 2. If I had to pick 2, probably the first 2. We'll go with the first 2. We'll keep those 2. Okay, cool. Now let's switch to the legacy side. 2D art animation. Let's go with cinematic. Put the creativity at a 5 and upscale that bitch to infinity. Then let's do the same thing with an upscale to 8. We can go with 2D art. Have almost no hiccups. No creativity. And then regular creativity. We'll do that. Alright. Scaling also, the dogs pop up from underground to grab the enemy, so Kakashi gets a clean hit, even it is just a moment. Creeper, I already told you though, Toshiro has the capabilities to freeze a whole explosion. What do you think dogs are going to do? And then let's say the dogs bite him and hold him down. The second he says Bankai, he's going to get wings and a tail. He'll be able to block from all directions and peel those dogs off of him. Ooh, Demon Kakashi. That's almost hard. 4. Ooh, oh shit. They fucked up his hands. This looked fire, but they messed up his hands. This looks fire. They messed up the hands though, guys. This one's not bad. The headband's fucked up though. Ooh. Hold up. This is not bad at all. It's not like good. It's not like good, but it's not bad. I'm not mad at this. This one was what? This is Legacy 2D. Okay. So let's put the creativity here and try that again. Where are we at? I asked for relativity and scale. Get that, and from there we'll scale. Dogs won't even be able to interact with anyone. Hey, light speed, you gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop. Like, I know, but for the sake of having the conversation, we'll allow it. Check out their tier list. LOL, so you're downplaying Bleach at the fundamental level just to give a fodder a chance. I have to, bro. I have to. It's not fair if we don't. Like, it's not fair, bro. It's not fair if we don't. It doesn't change much anyway. It doesn't change much. What did One Smart say? Dude, Naruto fans believe the three realms are just planets, all in the same outer space. I know someone that's dying on the hill. You can travel from where they're living to Soul Society via spaceship. Okay, now that's crazy. That one is wild. That one is what we call stupidity, and there's no cure for that one, honestly. You gotta let those people be, honestly. Like, you can only show so much information. You can only have so many examples. You can only pull out so much evidence before it's like, all right, bro, you got it. Do what you will. What is this one? I like this one. How do I find out which one this one is? I think this is the game one. I don't know. I'm going to delete. You can keep 1, 2. You can get rid of 3. Yeah, I got to figure out what this one is. That lightning looks fire right now. It's making everything pop. If I can just fix his fingers. Not mad at that one either. And we can get rid of this one too. I mean, someone believes that Kaguya shifts the whole universe, by the way. Why does everyone on Earth stay on the same spot and not get transported? That is a beautiful question. Beautiful question. I don't even like to concern myself with the whole Kaguya. Whether she's weaving her dimensions, whether she's actually creating them, or whether she's actually shifting them doesn't matter to me because it doesn't change her AP at all. As long as her AP doesn't change, I don't really care what she's doing. And the minute you think her AP changes, then I'll scale accordingly to how you're scaling. And I'll just bring up the fact that Grammy created a whole dimension that had multiple stars and galaxies. And then we'll just scale Kampachi off of that. And then we'll scale Ichigo way above that. And then, you know, it's kind of dumb when you think about it. Not going to lie. But this is why I prefer triple AP scaling. It keeps everything more grounded. Not saying you are dumb or if you're scaling that way, you're wrong. Not saying any of that stuff. Just for me and my fucking just for me and my headspace, bro. I just like to keep it to where I can believe it or like I can get down with the program. And I'm not gonna lie. After engaging in this for a while, Multiversal Ichigo isn't actually sounding crazy. Not gonna lie to you guys, especially when you consider what reiatsu is and how it interacts with the power system. Multiversal Ichigo is actually not even crazy. As far as AP. As far as AP, not DC. You act like Akamaru wouldn't put in more work on the Soul Reapers than the nameless Quincy that were one-shotting them. You watching Evangelion before? Hey, what's good, Shinuchi? How you doing, bro? I haven't heard of that anime. Do you suggest it? TikTok scales would be like, bro, if Kubo said the three realms are planets, y'all would say definitely the author. Then I become Anime Man Go. Are you sure? Are you sure? The Naruto fans see the world of the living sun and believe it's the same sun you see in Soul Society. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, I'm not going to lie. A funny conversation. We'll take a break from figuring out Kakashi's thing for a second. But there is actually a funny conversation. It's funny you mention that. There's a hilarious conversation going on about that on Twitter with this guy named Senin and my boy Yonin. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, Karibo responded to me. Cool. I guarantee I'll be able to scroll down and find it. Because they've been yapping about this for like 2 days now. Oh, do I have to go to my following or my For You? I might have to go to my For You. I mean my following. I don't know this shit. We are the champions, my friends. Da-na-na-na-na-na. We. All right, can't find. Oh, no. I should be close to here. This stuff doesn't change too much. It should be close to here. What I'm looking for right now is a conversation that's been going on for like the last 2.5 days about light speed bleach. By the way, guys, I have a conversation that I want to show you guys to show just how stupid people get. But I'll probably make a video out of that one. Like one of my Twitter review videos. I'll probably make a Twitter review video out of that one. Alright, I should be coming up on it. Where the heck is it, bro? Oh, hold up. Here's the thing. The language used for her universe is indeed time-space, but here's the thing. She only needed that chakra because she used too much swapping the dimensions. And again, she doesn't have the complete 10 tails. The army chakra isn't really nothing compared to Kurama. Oh, here we go. Found it. So yeah, this guy named Senin has been... He says, crazy how photons and reishi are two different things. One is matter/mass and has density. The other doesn't. The sun being made of reishi doesn't defeat the argument that it emits photons through its heat. Now, I want to find his more original thing, because that's the conversation, but that's not like the full conversation. Multiple people have been interacting. Actually, it's fine, because that's going to take way too fucking long, actually, now I think about it. We are the champions, my friends. Da-na-na-na-na-na. We keep on fighting till the end. Da-na-na. This is taking too long now. This is taking too long now. No time for losers. It's really crazy. When you want to find something, it never shows up when or where it should. But it's cool, because I got work to do anyway. So, no issue. We'll revisit that stuff later. Let me try and find my Kakashi thingy. All right. We literally have a whole manga panel of Soul Crush working with captains, lieutenants, Espada, Aranka arc. Yeah, Soul Crush is an actual weapon. Yeah. Did he say something about Soul Crush that I missed? Oh, how many captains actually have Soul Crush feats? Yes, oh well, they all have Soul Crush feats, at least majority. Let's see, Kenpachi, Byakuya, Yamada's, but then the thing is, are you just looking for feats of it actually being done, or are you asking who can actually do it? Because that's a different question. Gin does as well also. Aizen, of course, does. Yeah. I asked how many. Answer the question. Bro, Bleach characters are so OP, they don't even need feats. If you can't even see or touch souls, you have absolutely no chance against even the weakest of the verse. Kenpachi versus Ichigo proved in and of itself, Soul Crush isn't even captain specific. It just flat out is what it is. Honestly, whatever power scaling community you go to, if you know how to scale and you're scaling Bleach, they're hating on you. Because if you say Aizen shits on Goku, but what can Goku do? LOL. If you say Aizen shits on Goku, they lose it. But what can Goku do? Alright, so personally, for me, I like to see... Oh, wait, no, I already had this conversation. That's right. Yeah. There's a debate that Aizen could actually beat Goku because Aizen might actually scale... Aizen's reiatsu, at least, is strong enough to affect Yuha and Yuha's multi. So then the question is, what could Goku do? Okay, yeah, no, I take that back. I take it back. You know, I'm not even gonna argue that point because there comes a point in the scaling where I start to lean more towards Universal Bleach, like I was saying. So yeah, And yeah, yeah. If you say, da, 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 but people ain't ready for that conversation. You care about feats, meanwhile, through all and out Naruto tier, there is absolutely no feat of them doing anything to interact with the lowest fodder of Bleach. Yeah, Loa, Goku gets hurt by bullets, even after absorbing God Ki into his base, and Aton, and a ton of training. I thought you were about to say Aton, like, the Egyptian god. So imagine what a soul cutting sword would do. You haven't answered the question. Should be close to here after seeing those babies. One smart question. Anything you need to know about why you're wrong has been said. You can even answer how anyone in Naruto deals with Momo standing still, doing nothing. I asked how many captains actually have a soul-crushing feats. Well, I kind of gave them. Like, if we're just looking at the ones that have did it on screen, we have Gin, we have Byakuya, we have Kenpachi, we have Aizen, we have Yamamoto. I think we have Soy. Does Soifon ever do it? I don't think Soifon ever does it. But we have 5 known. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head right now, at least. Yeah, Gin, Byakuya, Head Captain Yama, Aizen, Kenpachi. Who do we have left? We have Komura. We have Jushiro. We have Shunsui, Unohana, Mayuri. I'm missing 3 people. Who else do we have? Yeah, you got like 5. You got a solid 5 people that have did it on screen. Yeah, Soifon did it against her ninja. Those ninja, by the way. Did she soul crush them? I don't know if she soul crushed them. You know what? Soifon, I think, did it to Isane's sister, if I'm not mistaken. She did it to Isane's sister. So, CG game asset. Let's try that. Ichigo was stated to do so by Uryu when fighting Ukiura. I mean, yeah, Mobley, you're right. Well, I want to say you're halfway right. I'm only saying halfway because Reiatsu Soul Crush should be an omnidirectional, but it can also be a targeted thing, right? So when Ichigo is fighting Ukiura, and when he's fighting Grimmjow, the reason Orihime has her shield up is just so his Reiatsu can't get to her and affect her. But that's like physical Reiatsu. I don't know if that has to do with soul. Well, then again, it might, though. It might. Because that's also the reason why they couldn't approach Byakuya and Ichigo when fighting on Sokoku Hill. Because their spirit energy was just too much clashing. You know what I mean? So there's that aspect of it as well. Alright, so it's not the CG game setting. Is it the 2D art? No, is it the cinematic? Actually, we'll do it again. Because I got to find that one. Okay. Come on, load up for me. Not bad. Okay, so it is this one then. Cool. So we'll take the strength down a little bit. Do it again. We can delete you. We can keep you. So that's 1, 2. We can keep the third one. Oh no, I was supposed to delete this one. What the fuck? Oh no, this is the same one. Okay. Well, I don't know what they're doing with his head, but I don't like that. Let's try it again. You keep. And we can delete the back too, probably. Ugh, come on. I need. It looks like it might have been that one, but it might have been this one too. You know what? We're going to get rid of all these and do them one at a time. That's what we'll do. We'll start with the CGI animation. Yes, Soifun did it against her ninja. There's ninja, by the way. Oh, I already read that. Ichigo's. Oh, I read that. Ichigo said. Uryu said Ichigo was intentionally not using his mask because Urahime wouldn't be able to take it. Okay. See, but this is why I have to like finish rereading the manga. Finish rereading again, I should say. Not a fan. All right. So we'll be done with the 2D art. Let's have this be the strongest. A notch below. A notch below. Notch below. Yeah. I believe it's on the return to turn back the pendulum. Reiatsu crush on turn back to the pendulum? I don't know. Soifun wasn't a captain back then though. When she was still an apprentice. Okay. So we agree she wasn't a captain. We'll see. Even vice captains like Rengiku have to wear a suppressor just to go into the world of living without causing damage. That's true. Only third seats and lower don't have to wear mandatory seals. That is true. Alright, let's see. Oh. Hey guys, what do y'all think about this one? This is actually kind of hard. Like, aside from his finger looking all fucked up, that's actually not bad. But it's not great. Don't get me wrong, it's not great. The lightning is out of his hand at this point, so that's funny. Let's check this one. Ooh, not bad. It's not really Kakashi anymore, but not bad. Not bad. Moby says that's good. I like it. It's cool. It's way more detailed. His hand's a little fucked up. Of course, Shinigami doesn't like it. He probably feels like I'm taking the easy way out. But it does beat having to pay someone to do this for me. I'm not going to lie. Me doing it myself, it helps me with learning how to do this, and it beats me paying someone like $10, $20 for it. Not bad. Ugh, they keep messing up his hands, though, yo. Alright, so I think these were the higher quality ones. Okay, cool. So that's the general. General's not bad, so we can come back to that. The general high strengths. Cool. We can delete those. Let's go at cinematic, see what we got for that. One, two, three. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, so it was the cinematic that got me that. Okay. Not bad again. He just stares intently at my nuke button. Target locking on Ab-stract. That's crazy, bro. Don't blow me up just because I want to use AI. Ugly. Ugh, ugly again. Let's see this one. Ugly again. I'm not a fan of these. Boom da boom da. Yeah, it's really going to get dark for Kakashi when I have to bring up that he couldn't get out of Pain's almighty push rubble. That's when it's really going to get bad for him. Between that and the glacier feat with Naruto and Sasuke, boy oh boy. Not looking too good for our heroes. Just a little details in the image. High values of values, more details here. Creativity, strength, that there. Let's try that. High values of finding details. And all right, I'm not mad at these. These are kind of conservative. Less fun, but they are conservative. Let's see. Come on, load up for me, man. Alright. So Ab-stract, I notice you don't get into dimensional Bleach scaling. Might I ask why? Let me ask you this. When you say dimensional Bleach scaling, do you mean upwards of like when we get into the conversations of 4 plus 5D and beyond? Or dimensional scaling as far as, and correct, and I, mind you, I'm still a little ignorant on these topics because I really don't go too much into depth into these things. Dimensional scaling on the scale of universal, multi-universal, outer, and all that other stuff. Do you mean like 5D upward scaling? Or just more so the dimensionality as far as where the verse sits and them scaling to the cosmology and stuff like that? All right. I'm not a fan of any of these. These are ass. Ta-ra-ra, boom, yay. Also, I accept everyone equally. I hate everyone equally. These hands are rated E for everyone. These hands are bi and gender fluid and biracial. Crazy. I mean 6D plus, low complex multiversal. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, for me right now, at least, that's an aspect of power scaling that I just haven't studied. It's an aspect of power scaling I'm not familiar with. It's an aspect of power scaling that I do think gets a little too far out there. Maybe. But it depends on how it's done. Because, like, I had this, before I did the Bleach cosmology video, I did a community vote on what we were going to talk about next. And one of the things we were going to talk about was Aizen destroying Kotetsu and what that actually means for Bleach. Now, a video like that would force me to study up on and get me into the mindset of pushing and accepting higher dimensionality Bleach, so to speak, right? Because I have to, when I do my analyses and reviews and stuff like that, I kind of comb through as much information I can find. You know, nothing different than I'm hoping what everyone does, right? I comb through as much information I can find, why it's the case, why it shouldn't be the case, why it isn't the case, etc., etc., and then I make a determination based on that. My thoughts right now, at least, for Aizen versus Kotetsu. Kotetsu governs space-time. Now, people take this as, oh, he's just a hall monitor, or oh, he's just a janitor. But here's the thing. If you're the janitor for fucking God, though a janitor you may be, you still scale above everyone that's not a janitor for God. Right? That's kind of how I look at it. Now, we have to understand that Kotetsu is able to interact with the restrictive current. Something that spirit energy shouldn't be able to protect you from, even though Urahime was able to kind of block it. Kotetsu is able to interact with the restrictive current. The restrictive current is literally raw time, basically. Because interacting with it can throw you forward, it can throw you backward, it can throw you off your axis in time, it can age you out of existence. It's raw time. That's all it is. It's dense time. It's a layer of time that it interacts with. So the Kotetsu has to have 5D resistance. Or I'm sorry, depending on how you're looking at the 4-5D thing, whether you want 3 dimensions and then the fourth one being time, or technically 4 dimensions and the fifth one being time. I don't know how you want to look at it. But depending on how you're looking at it, Kotetsu interacts with that other dimension, the one we consider time. So it has to have some resistance to that time, right? This would mean even if Badagon's reiatsu did hit Kotetsu, it would literally do nothing to Kotetsu because Kotetsu has resistance to that. Aging, time manipulation, it has resistance to all that stuff. So Julius wouldn't be able to destroy it from Black Clover, nothing like that. So Aizen was able to destroy Kotetsu, or a Kotetsu, right? Because there are multiple cleaners because the Dangai is big, or the Precipice World is big. So if Aizen can destroy a being that can interact with 4/5D, and it has 4/5D resistance, and we know regular spirit energy or normal spirit energy can't hurt Kotetsu, there is an argument for Aizen reaching a level of 5D AP. Maybe not 5D existence, but 5D AP, meaning he can hurt people on that tier that can influence or that have a resistance to time. He can hurt people on that tier. And that even saying that is kind of convoluted, because when we talk about dimensionality and tiering, okay, we understand that everything on a 1D surface is infinitely less than everything on a 2D surface, and so on and so forth. So Aizen being able to hurt a 5D, or Aizen being able to hurt a creature that has 5D resistance would give him 5D AP. This doesn't necessarily mean, though, that people on the 3D plane the 3D plane can't hurt Aizen now. That's not necessarily what that means. But then again, it gets kind of convoluted, especially when we're dealing with spirit energy. Because while Aizen is transcendent, you can catch up. You don't have to stay at that level that you're at. For example, all of the royal guards should have reached a level of transcendency as far as their reiatsu. So yeah, that's my little spiel on that. I hope all that made sense. Let me read some of the comments and catch up though. Okay, Kakashi, let me read Kuriboh first. Kakashi was low on chakra by that point. Him being able to get out of just shows exhaustion. Beating Toshiro wouldn't be as energy consuming. I think you're highly underestimating Toshiro. Kuriboh. I mean, 60 little complex. Okay, that's what. Okay, well, okay, so yeah, you were going. That's right. I forgot. I answered your whole question backwards, Espada. I literally went into the complete opposite of low complex multiversal kind of, but it's okay. The general answer though would be I just don't feel comfortable scaling like that, and I'm not familiar with it, and that's probably why I feel uncomfortable doing it. We have more than enough feats for low complex multi. Listen, if you're racist to everyone, you're not racist. So let me ask you, where do you scale the Kotetsu in Aizen destroying the Kotetsu without reiatsu? Oh, it's very convenient. I was literally just talking about that, so that's hilarious. I hope that I kind of answered that within the little spiel I was going on. It's about a bro using scaling like that. Bleach is stomping Dragon Ball Z. Not that I disagree. Can we please watch this Bleach's higher dimensional power? We can. Let me just focus on this Kakashi thing. We can definitely get into a video too, because I wanted to watch Eon's new Naruto video. I wanted to watch that too. Also, the data book says controls space and time, not govern. Oh. So here's the thing about data books. So triple AP scaling really doesn't allow me to use data books. However, my own rendition of certain aspects of triple AP scaling do allow me to use data books if it's for lore purposes. So that's a kind of a loophole, but I don't want people to think I'm being picky and choosy, right? Because if there's some Naruto lore that doesn't affect the scaling, right, that's fine for me. I just don't want it to make it seem like I'm playing both sides or whatever. Kotetsu governs remove space-time while also being removed itself. Kotetsu bare minimum is 4D. Defeatless creatures in the Dangai. It is shown just pushing people out through random portals. Well, no, it doesn't really push them out. It chases them out. If it pushes you, that means it touched you. And if it actually touches you, you pretty much die. Because you'll get flung forward centuries or billions of years or backward billions of years. Ab-stract. Bleach dimensional scaling is the most realistic in near our real life dimensionality theory. Neil deGrasse Tyson literally explained the dimensionality in real life theory as if he's talking about Bleach. Oh, that's hilarious. That's dope though. Squad Zero basically are transcendent, considering Rayo altered their body to the point Ichibe said the Okin Aizen was trying to create was their bones. True. I want to see your comments on Bullet's Rayo versus Shibai video. I think we already watched that. Didn't we watch that, bro? I was thinking of a manga comic style fight with them. I thought I already watched that, or I might have watched it on my own time. But yeah, let me finish up this Kakashi stuff. Then we can definitely get into a video to review. It's just hard finding a fucking image for him. I should have saved one. That's what I should have did. It's okay. It's okay. I'll make this fast. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna get to work. Let's go to general again. No, that's right. Let's go to ultra. Oh yeah, I gotta order food before things start closing down on me. All right. Also, in other news, guys, I'm going to be recalcing that Ikaku versus Eterard feat where Ikaku tanks Eterard's hit before he goes into Bankai. Because during the video where I was having him versus Asuma, I used the total jewels and not the actual... I used the total jewels, but I didn't actually get the AP for it. So, within me doing the research, the AP is actually looking kind of crazy. It's actually making me believe that can't be the true AP, but that's what it's coming out to. Like, the numbers I'm getting suggest it's the true AP, but I'm like, that can't be right. That finger is fucking me up. The other mask is cool, but that finger is fucking me up. Because, mind you guys, actually, do I have it? I might have it up here. Okay, yeah. I'm so nice. Now, mind you guys, Edelard goes into his final form, and his hands are decently sized, right? Ikaku survived this. He survives that, I mean. Survives this. He's getting beat on pretty badly, getting punched. Ikaku releases his Zanpakuto Hozukimaru. He releases, but Edelard still has the egg. She's still able to hit Ikaku faster and with more potency, right? So, when we get to this part, this feat right here, this is essentially a contained nuke. That's essentially what Ikaku was hit with, a contained nuke. Right? Mind you, no one in Naruto is surviving this at all. I'm just throwing that out there. You guys already know it, but we saw Jigen die to regular flames. Fuck that. He's not dealing with this. So, now, I asked my community, being the triple AP scalers and all that stuff, and they said use vaporization for this because it's a fire attack, and then, oh, look, it's obviously vapor. But I always got to make sure, because I'm like, all right, well, that could be smoke. That could be debris. But I was told I could use vapor. So when I actually got the AP from this, and we get the AP by taking the total energy and then dividing that across the surface area of the attack, this came out around continental. This attack came out to around continental because he vaporized a good majority. Oh, I'm sorry. This crater is very deep. It's a very deep crater. And we're using vaporization numbers, not pulverization, not violent fragmentation. And when you factor in the fact that Ikaku's body took a majority of that energy, even the numbers I got might be a downplay, or it might be a low ball per se. Now, this is some sick shit right here. This is some sick shit. Karibo just said, or maybe he's not talking to me. Let me read. Essentially, one of the pillars Yamato made in Fake Hakoda Town, but on the weaker end. If you're talking about the pillars that killed Jigen or like crushed his bones, yeah. Now, Karibo said Akamaru is surviving that. Karibo, I think you might be sick. I genuinely think there might be something wrong with you, Karibo, if you think Akamaru is surviving vaporization of concrete to this degree, to this level. Mind you, I don't know a single vaporization feat in Naruto that doesn't start at the war. This is entry to the Arrancar arc. I don't know a single vaporization feat that exists in Naruto. Akamaru who? Right. I don't know a single vaporization feat that exists in Naruto. Can't have that. His headband's wrong. Alright, I think we're going to go with that one. Like his fingers kind of fucked up. But I like his eyes in this. His eye looks badass. So we'll go with this. If I could, let me see. Let me see, man. You mean the dog who carries keep? The guy who makes Renji look like a winner. The only one I think of is that one female Edo ninja that had scorch release, which evaporated all the moisture in a certain radius. Yeah, but like, that's not evaporating concrete. That's not evaporating stone. I'm sorry, that's not vaporizing stone or concrete. She's evaporating, taking the water out of things, out of people's body, mind you. Yeah, sure. That's way, way, way less harder. I'm sorry, yeah, that's way, way less harder to do than vaporizing concrete. One more thing, and what did it get me? I like that one. We'll go with that. It's cold in here. Oh, I gotta order food. It's 8:28 now. Oh, my flight tomorrow is at 10:53. Charleston Airport. How far is that? 13 minutes. Oh, bet. We lit. We lit. Okay, cool. No, why'd I do that? Where is the video I just downloaded? No. Did I download it? Could have sworn I downloaded it. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. Kid Sasuke was vaporizing stone. Oh, yeah. His little micro mini crater. Right. See. Yeah. Yeah. If I remember, Kid Sasuke's, if I remember correctly, comes out to like high end building level or city level or something like that. I think. I don't remember. But yeah. But then when you do the joules per centimeter cubed on that, his feed actually isn't that. Oh, never mind. We'll talk about that later. I'll bring that up in the video. Actually, thank you, Kariba. I'll bring that up in the video. All this money, what did it get me? Oh no, why did it do this? Fuck. Please don't remove the fucking lightning. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, alright. That was ass. Waste of time. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's an issue. Hmm. All right, what the fuck is going on? So all this time, the goddamn image is gonna stay there. That's so ass. So there's no way to get rid of the fucking image. Actually, there might be. There might be. There might be. There might be. Let me see. There might be one way. Then again, I might be able to just put lightning in his hand. Alright, where'd that picture go? Because if I can get the image... No, it's not that one. Ah, here we go. Damn it, it's not gonna let me do it. Nope, won't let me do it. It's okay. Imagine a nuke with scorch release, a fucking menace. For the Eteride feat, are you using the size of the fist, the size of the explosion for the surface area of the attack? Fist of explosion. What we used was we used the crater size and his fists. We went with the crater size and his fists. How do I get... Does anyone know how to get rid of this white background? Like, I feel like I used to know how to do that shit, but I don't know how. And I thought I could do it... I thought I could do it in Canva, but I can't. Alright, let me see this then. Because Kakashi's taking up too much of my time at this point. This one might have to... Let's see. Alright. Let me see. Where did the... Then let's move his name over here a little more. Kakashi versus Toshiro. Alright, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this. Could it be better though? I think so. I forgot that. And let's take our shade lines, move those over there. Okay, not mad at that. It could be better though. Let's try and get that a little bit better. Other option is I make Toshiro smaller. I see. Every other picture I have of someone. Okay, I see. Alright, so someone fucking with that alarm. So I probably won't be able to use that. It should be the size of the explosions. The inflated numbers are because you are condensing the size too much. Most of the explosion is just fire manipulation and not the force of his fist. So it's not the force of his fist, which I can partially agree with, but the energy is contained within his fist. It's fire manipulation at the point of contact and impact, but that's all coming from the size of his fist. So when you take the total energy and divide everything you got from there and you put that in the size of his fist, that will be the attack per cubic centimeter. Necessarily so. This isn't saying there isn't an after effect of it because as we saw, the big fire crater. But the first thing that happens is the energy is within his fist. So when he's getting hit, that's like, and then I'm not even gonna lie to you. The fact you brought that up actually might make the feed even better because if Ikaku is taking that initial hit and then it's the explosion and then we know that thing continues for a good minute, he's continuously taking that damage that is vaporizing concrete to the degree that it is. But I got you. I appreciate you trying to fact check me, Karibo. That's definitely always useful, and I definitely push that in I push that in any community. If you got something that'll better enhance the scaling, let me know. Then again, Kakashi with the damn sword. Now that might not be bad either. Hi, Dylan. It's Tanti. Hello, Lady Taunt. How are you? Thought you spelled my name wrong for a second. I was about to Kirk. Alright. Full body and Kakashi. Lightning blade. Kakashi. I'm pretty sure I spelled lightning wrong. Okay. He's really hot. Who's really hot? Kakashi or Toshiro? You have to be either talking about Kakashi or Toshiro, Tanti. Come on, where is... that's not... These... God. Guys, this is taking so long because Kakashi doesn't have any good fucking photos. I see why he wears a mask. He's ugly. He's really, really ugly. Okay, let me think. Kakashi, lightning blade, full body. Okay, let's see what we got. Can't use, trash, garbage. No, can't use. I'd like to use that one, but I can't use that one. They don't have any pictures of him using the lightning blade. They don't have any pictures. Oh, wait. Let's look at you. Nope, can't use it. Let's see. I can't even zoom in. Open Discord real quick. Let me see. Is that your fiance? No, Shinigami. That is not my fiance. That is actually my twin brother's girlfriend. Her name is Lady Tanti for short. And that is Twin's girlfriend, Tay's girlfriend. Let me see. Why does this look like a game Kakashi? It is a game Kakashi, god damn it. You're only hot because Toshiro is cold. I told you to stop calling this house. Leave me and my wife alone. Stop sending me emails and messages. Dante will hear about this. All of it. Oh, gosh. See, guys, the issue is if I use a picture of Kakashi that isn't on a completely white background, when I do the BG remover to remove like the background, it's going to take the lightning blade away. But then again, maybe I can finesse him having a lightning blade. Yeah, let's have him make. I'll have him make his own damn lightning blade. To make him about as big as Toshiro. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Wait, isn't she by extension admitting your twin is hot? She is. Oh, shit. You're right, Mobley. I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. That is true. Hey, Tanti, if that's what you were doing, then bravo and props to you. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's funny. Now, Kakashi's lines are too dark. So we'll bring those back a little bit. And for Kakashi... For Kakashi, we will remove the background. No. Not that. I don't know. I think his name is too damn big right now. Did I zoom in too much? What the fuck is going on with this shit? Alright, there we go. Let's have his name be a little lower. Here. Did someone say do purple lightning? Wait, isn't she by do purple lightning instead of lightning blade? Ooh, that's a suggestion. Hey, Karibo, you might be onto something. Now, Karibo, you saw me sitting here for 45 goddamn minutes. Why didn't you tell me this shit existed? Bro saw me struggling for 40 minutes to get a good picture of Kakashi. Now, hopefully, these are actually good pictures. The imagery looks nice, but I don't know if these will be good pictures. We gotta see. Let me see. Let's see. Full body. All right. Yeah, I didn't think any full body images of him using purple lightning existed. Because the thing is, when I get the image, I'll leave. Actually, nah, that's not gonna work. Then again. To be fair, I just thought you wanted to direct Luchadori. See, I did, but that's also getting hard to do too. But purple lightning would actually fit because they do have that purple. You know, I'll download it just in case. Let me do this real quick. See, if we do purple lightning, this will fit really nicely. This will fit really nicely with purple lightning. So I'm not mad at the purple lightning. Purple lightning is Boruto era stuff, but it is still iconic to Kakashi. You know, I agree. I don't mind using purple lightning. I definitely agree. But goddamn, yo, Kakashi don't got no good pictures, man. He ain't got no good pictures at all. All right, we got that one. Let's do purple lightning full body. Let's see if I can find something that matches the imagery of what Toshiro got going on. The difference is, though, all the scenery is going to get deleted. Like, this isn't bad, but I'd be stealing someone else's thumbnail, which I'm not opposed to doing. This is fucking hard. This is too hard. The issue with this image, which I will take, the issue with this image, though, is I won't be able to find something as cold for Toshiro, probably. All that shit talking, I might not find something good for Toshiro. That's crazy. That's a good image, though. This is fucking hard. That's fucking crazy, actually. That's some clickbait-worthy shit. Let me see if I can find anything else. Okay, not seeing too much. All right, so let's go to Adult Toshiro again. What, Shinigami? What'd I do? Did you see the anime version of the Boruto Chunin exam? I think I did a long time ago. This is like when Boruto. Well, no, this is like when I think it'd been out for a minute, but this is like when I first started like looking at. Okay, cool. What is Boruto? I think I saw that. No, I said I wouldn't steal a thumbnail. Oh, no, my fault. Yeah, no, I wouldn't steal a thumbnail. No, I would not do that. Let me cut the jokes out. I would not take another person's thumbnail. That's kind of diabolical. But if that's going to be Kakashi's picture, then this actually wouldn't be bad for Toshiro. But that looks too. I don't know. It looks like, I don't know, too much. I need a better picture of him. Because that's a face pick for Kakashi, so I kind of need a face pick for Toshiro. But Kakashi's goes hard now, if I use that one. This is a tough one. You know what? Maybe I can use them both. Maybe I can use them both. He says, so you use AI for art, but you ain't stealing others' thumbnails. Yeah, those are two completely different things. If the AI is generating, or more so upscaling the things I already find, that's fine, number one. Stealing another person's thumbnail is just dastardly, bro. I wouldn't do that. He says, that nuke button looking real delicious, to be honest. Nah, that's hilarious. Okay, let's delete that one. Let me see. Oh yeah, I gotta order food too, but ish. Still got a little bit. Boruto thought he got away with using Kakashi's purple lightning stored in a scientific ninja tool gauntlet. Did he use that in the exam? Is he dumb? Are you joking, Karibo? Or did he really try and use Kakashi's purple lightning in the exam? That'd be crazy. Now this is sick. I'm not gonna lie. Toshiro might not have nothing that can beat this. Finally, we find a good Kakashi one, but at the expense of not finding a good Toshiro one. But I'm gonna try and make this work, guys. We're gonna try and make this work. For this to work, we are actually gonna have to upscale Toshiro's Furlough, probably. That's probably what we'll have to do. One more season, what does it get me? Let's go here, 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 and here. Yeah, I don't know why Boruto would think it's a good idea to use a stolen jutsu. That makes no sense. Now this is hilarious. I'm not totally mad at it though, but like look at this. This is actually kind of interesting. It's funny as shit though. How long has this stream gone? Gonna drink tea then sleep. We started at I think 6:30, so about 2 hours now. But hey, y'all good, man. This is more of a work stream anyway. So feel free to sleep, feel free to pop in, feel free to stay, feel free to leave, you know, all good. They keep messing up the fingers and the hands for this. Not bad, but not good. Not good, but not bad. Yeah. Not good, but not bad. Not bad, but not good. I'm gonna check it out, Karibo. Off stream though, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check out Log versus Orochimaru, then I'll get back to you on that, and then I'll check out Boruto's Chunin exam anime style. Cause why the F would this sucker use purple lightning? Why would he do that? do that. Have the creativity up, somehow the details down, then hit that again. Alright, what we got? It's not bad. Slightly more clear, kind of. Just a little slightly more clear. Creativity down, contrast up. Alright, let's see you. Kind of the same thing. It's a little more crisp though. Not mad at that one either. The differences are so minute though. Okay, I like that one actually. My fat ass twin brother just ordered DoorDash. Byakuya versus Mace Windu. Probably Mace Windu. Damn. All that trouble finding a goddamn Kakashi picture. Whoa. Where'd my other one go? Why is this one scaling with this one? What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright. Which means I lost the initial project. Well, that sucks. Oh well, it was just Itachi versus Byakuya anyway, so I can probably get that one back anytime I want. It's fine. I ain't gonna worry about it. So while we're doing this, what do you guys have going on tonight? I know Shinigami's about to head to bed because it's pretty late where he's at. It says there's about 7 of you guys in here. What are you up to, Karibo? How are you spending your night? Excuse me. Documents, cloud. Made me cry. Where is the photo? There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see that one now. Okay. Both purple. This is the best representation of Kakashi. And it's getting cold in here. That's what happens when you're sitting all day. Get all stiff and old and stuff. I'm just chilling, about to eat this burger I got though. That's what's up. Yeah, I gotta order my food actually. I'm here calling my twin fat. Oh, there's only two of you guys here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm here calling my twin brother fat, but I still haven't ordered my food yet. So I have to do that. All right, Mobley, how do you feel about this one? How do you feel about this? Should I stop here? Is this good enough? Your Ab-stract, what do you think of the tier list? Did you send me the tier list? Was that one of the things you sent me, Karibo? Or did you send me something else? Oh, I know my live ain't that far behind. I'm about to say. That's definitely good enough. Okay, cool. Alright, if that's good enough, then now I have to think of how to enhance it slightly. Let's bring our shades forth. We'll take this one, copy it. No, you stupid machine. Duplicate. That's actually not bad. What if I have double shades though? Don't know about the double shade. But then again, if I add the versus battle in between that, bro, and yes, I sent on Discord. Okay, the swordsman one. All right, yeah, cool. Good, because I actually did want to take a look at that. Cool. What do we have? Fudo Mio Akala. Second Coming of Musashi. Hanshi Joden. Greatness. Evolutionary. Very good. Beyond traditional. Pretty good. Olympic. Oh, shit. This isn't a swordsman tier. This cannot be a swordsman tier list. We're gonna go and we're gonna look at that. We're gonna take a look at that. That can't be a swordsman tier list though. Yes, Karibo, I did see that you sent me the novel. I did message you about it. I told you thank you. So yeah, I appreciate you sending it over. I definitely will take a look at it. Alright. I think this is good as well. What I'll do though is take out some of the shading. You could probably delete that one. Cool. So if we take out the shading, this actually is not bad. This is actually not bad. The only place I could think I could have this is under them. Not mad at that at all. Now let's take their names and highlight them in purple. But then again, what goes against purple? Maybe black? It can't be black. What opposes purple? I could use more purple. Blue isn't bad though. Blue is actually not bad. Yeah. Karibo, what do you think will look better? You too, Mobley. And Shinigami. Blue or purple? I'll have Toshiro's in blue. Then we can put Kakashi's in purple. I'll put Toshiro's in purple. And then we have Kakashi stay blue. Or I could just remove the names altogether. That is an option. Yellow. Yellow is opposite purple. All right, let's try some yellow. That's a little too bright for Kakashi. I'm not a color guy. Shinigami, what you're good with drawings and colors and stuff. What should I keep them blue, purple, yellow? What's a good color you think? I like the names there. Okay, cool. So we can keep the names. That's fine. Because I am also partial to the names being there. I like that too. But Kakashi and Purple Lightning isn't bad. Kakashi and Purple is not bad. This is actually kind of hard. But that blue is sexy too. Let me see the blue again. That's too cold. Kakashi should stick with blue. It's just the design I made was having me keep it cold. Blue. Keep them both blue, or Kakashi blue, Toshiro purple. It looks better. Now, mind you, I am lagging a little bit behind. So if you saw one, let me know which one you saw. Let me know which one you saw, purple, blue, or whatever. Because I'm a little ahead of you guys. I'm actually talking to you guys in the future, and you guys are getting these words now. Funny as it seems. So yeah, let me know, purple or blue. What we doing? Kakashi blue. Okay, cool. So we found Kakashi's color is what I'm hearing. I'll move to Toshiro's name over here, and then we can start working on Toshiro. Unless we like him purple. But we'll see. Ice blue. Definitely not green. This is the same blue as Kakashi. Darker blue hue. Most violet. Ooh, that's not bad. This hot pink, this hot purple. See, it almost actually throws it off. It slightly throws it off, but then again, it matches the background really well. I need like a soft... That's not bad, actually. I know what to do. I know what to do. I think I can Toshiro and Violet. So that one. I'm gonna keep it here, Mobley. Is this Violet actually? Hold on. Oh, this is Magenta. Gonna go to sleep soon. Hey, you good, Shinigami? Thank you for pulling up, bro. Whenever you peace out, you good, man. Always good having you. Let me see if I can find Violet. Magenta. Oh, you can't even type in. You can't even type in. Okay. Oh, you can type in. That's fine. All right. Well, let me just make sure. Actually, that's not bad. I like that. Oh, also not bad. Hey, bro, Violet was a very good suggestion. These are all colors closer to what the actual landscape looks like behind him. I think this darker one really pushes it, though. Is it 9 o'clock? Oh, shit, it's 9:13. Do I need to order food, actually? I don't know if I need to. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So we have our thumbnail, and I'm committed to making the actual video now. Because the thumbnail really actually helps me lock in on making the video. Once I have the thumbnail, I feel like I have to make the video. So that's why I kind of have to make the thumbnail before like I really get invested and really get started in all this stuff. But I am actually satisfied with this. Thank you guys for your help too. I think this will be good. So we'll save this. Okay. Canva always does this. Whenever you go to download something, it never appears. Then you got to click again. There you go. Finally. Not bad. I like that. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I would click on this link. I would click on this video. Shout out to whoever made this Kakashi post, because if we didn't have this good ass image of Kakashi, the whole thumbnail might have ended up being mid. So shout out to whoever created this thing right here. This is actually very hard. All right, let's save that. Well, I guess I can airdrop it to myself real quick. Is my computer not around or something? Ask them to open Control Center, turn on airdrop. Is my stuff not in? Oh, my phone wasn't receiving airdrops. Okay. Cool. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. That was fun. Didn't really get to talk about the matchup like that, but we did. So that was cool. But unless there's something more specific or pertinent that we need to discuss, guys, I think I am good. I got to order some food. No one talked to me on Twitter yet. Good. Actually, for those of you here, I might as well read Bleach. Or at least where I'm at it. But actually, no, I don't want to. If I start reading Bleach now, then it'll kind of mess up when I actually start reading it on the channel. So I can't read Bleach just yet. After we add those together, we have to have the total heat transactions. Okay, he's talking about that. All right. Ooh, but yeah. All right, y'all. Mobley, Shinigami, whoever else is here. Karibo, I'm about to get out of here. Order some food. Y'all take it easy, though. Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for fucking with your boy. Look forward to Kakashi versus Toshiro. That'll be fun. Do you want to build a snowman? Ride our bikes around the hall. We buzzing anywhere. Bending on. Speeding buddies. But now we're not. Don't say that we want to go. Do you want to build a snowman? Has to be a snowman. It's like, nah, I'm out of here.